Hey guys, welcome to the Shinpad podcast. This is Vignesh, and as usual, Bala on the other side. This is our episode 65. I think we are back after a short break, I guess close to 2 weeks. So, how is it going there, Bala?
Yeah, the break has been nice. We both have been to various places and all that, so it's nice to have a break. When United, the entire team, entire European football has also been having a bit of a break. So we are
Mm,
back. The preseason is also back, and we are going to talk about one of the most trending topics, trending people today. David de Gea
yeah,
he
yeah.
has announced his departure from United after 12 long seasons. It's been such a long time. I mean, most quite a lot of the modern fans. I don't think they would have seen any other goalkeeper other than De Gea.
Mm. Yeah, that's true. And yeah, to talk more about that, how he was signed from Atletico by Sir Alex, and I think he was pretty solid for the. I mean, the first 5 6 years, he has been very good. He has been solid. But the last, right, the last 3 4 years, he hasn't been that good. He hasn't been evolving that much into what we
Yeah,
have expected. He has costed us a lot of games and even big games, in fact.
yeah.
So that's why. But yeah, he has been a uh, good player for the team. He's a legend, of course. uh, but yeah, there's some part in you wishing that this could have been handled better by the management, because
Yeah.
personally I feel that if somebody's gonna coming to the end of their contract anyway, it would be better that if they have announced it before that or a week ahead that. So that's one, I think,
Yeah.
mishandling done by the management, I feel. I think the same you said before we even started this, that even our club legend Rooney himself hasn't got a good sent off from the team. So how can you
Yeah.
expect? So that's one point on the management rather.
Yeah, because even in a normal office, right, when you work for more than a decade and you're eventually departing the office, and you've been highly regarded inside the office at the very least, you expect something, nice when you're leaving. It's a very basic human trait. Obviously, at our club, there's a lot going on behind the scenes with the takeover and the lack of money, the lack of resources, and everything. But I mean, even
Hmm.
with all those issues, just like you said, we must have handled this with a bit more grace, I guess, because even though he has not been that good for the last 5 seasons, and he has split opinion. I mean, by and large, but especially towards the end of the last season, pretty much every fan wanted a replacement. I mean, a lot of us respected him. A lot of us, including me, didn't respect him in certain occasions and all that. So, I mean, we have had our disagreements and all that, but yeah, it should have been handled in a much
In a
better way
much better way.
because
Yeah.
yeah,
I think he himself, I don't know, like the last 4 5 seasons, I think we did see other keepers also come along with the way Anderson. So I don't know if that competition was there in this version. Maybe that could have been again one on the management as well.
yeah,
But overall, I think he has had a good season with good tenure with United. I mean, when I talk about David de Gea, the two things that pop up in my mind is that the beautiful save against Juan Mata, that free kick at
yeah.
I think at Stamford Bridge, if I'm not wrong, that game, and as well as the 14 brilliant saves, 14 or 16,
Oh,
I think 14,
uh,
14
14
saves
against Arsenal. My
Arsenal.
God.
Yeah.
I mean, Arsenal fans, some of my friends still hate him for that. That was a one, I mean, it was a 1 in a 10,000 kind of performance. It's very rare that a goalkeeper, pulls something off like that. Save after save after save. I mean, he made a triple save for God's sakes. That was
Yeah.
magnificent. So, yeah, those are my favorite moments too. And then the other one is the 2014 game where he saved from Leighton Baines. I mean, one that penalty save and the other one as well. So yeah,
Mm.
that is another favorite game of mine. And obviously, with even in the last few seasons, he has pulled off some magnificent saves at times. Like even in the Carabao Cup final, there was one really good reaction save of a corner, which he should have held in the first place. I mean,
Yes.
I'm really sorry, but yeah, he did make a couple of good saves even in that game. So he's had those moments. He has had those good moments, but it's been like, yeah, with De Gea, everything has been in abundance. Like when we loved him to the hilt. When he was performing well, he was performing to his best. Like he was there right up there among the best in the world when he was there. And when he was not performing well, he was right up there among the worst in the world. So there's no middle ground for De Gea. It's always that extreme or this extreme.
Yeah, yeah, it's just like a movie that the first half was very good, but the second half didn't end up really well. But so
Yeah,
you,
it's
so it's a mixture of, all the reviews you say. You go to Twitter, it's all mixed up. So I didn't want to go there and see what's happening.
yeah. I
But
just posted a long ass tweet and came off Twitter. So
yeah, that's a very risky place to go when when a player is going off. So you see all sort of comments. But nevertheless, as you said, great moments from De Gea in the first formative years when he joined United. Yeah, he has been good in the sense that he has had a good contact also. Overall, even all the seasons in the 12 years, I think he hasn't busted out really bad, if I'm not wrong. So I'm just happy on that. I felt that he could have got the armband when Ole was there. That I had an opinion against Ole on that. So yeah, maybe he could have been given the captaincy. Maybe we could have boosted. I think we talked about this. I pointed out this in one of the podcasts
yeah,
that okay,
yeah,
that Ole could have given it to De Gea rather than Maguire. But yeah, nevertheless, he has been a good leader also at times. So and yeah, seeing a lot of players giving a goodbye. I see Marcus has posted something. Bruno has posted an emotional, sort of emotional, I guess, emotional post, I guess.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's been. Do you have any other memorable game that, for the good or the bad reasons, that?
The Tottenham game in 2019 when Solskjaer came out, I mean, Solskjaer was appointed as the interim and we were flying. That was the first game we set up a low block and played defensive football against Pochettino's Tottenham. And he pulled off like 10, 11 saves in that game. And yeah, that one is very close to my heart. And he was really good against Liverpool in that Juan Field game as well. He was very good to one game.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
yeah, there've been there are a lot of occasions, even inside games where the results might not have been favorable for us. He has done a lot of good stuff in a lot of games, and even in Mourinho's first season, he was very good in Premier League. He didn't play the Europa League games because Sergio Romero was playing all those games, but he was very good in the Premier League games and. Save for a few games in the fax machine season, he was pretty good there as well. Like the games against Bournemouth, Norwich, and West Ham, he was not good.
Mm,
But other than that, he was very good. He was playing well with Smalling and Blind playing as the
mm,
first choice centre backs. And yeah, those years that. I mean, he was very good right after Ferguson left. Like all those chaotic years, those 5 years from 2013 to 2018, he was
mm.
our best player by a
Best
distance. I
player.
mean,
Yeah, yeah.
he won the Player of the Year award for 3 seasons running, and out of those 5 seasons, he won it for 4 seasons. So it was like basically he was our
That's a big thing.
he was our only shining light and all that. So yeah, I mean. From the downfall started after 2018. That World Cup game pretty much ruined all his confidence. That one against Portugal. So,
Yeah.
ever since then, I guess it's been all downhill. Unfortunately, he did have a relatively good season. I mean, in 2020-21, the one when Dean Henderson also kind of showed
Also,
up
yeah.
and actually you raised this point that we didn't have proper competition for him throughout his
Yeah.
12 season tenure, and that was the first time probably when he had a very good competition pushing him. And
Competition. Yeah.
yeah, even De Gea was really good when he came back. He was really good. Apart from that UEL final, obviously the penalty shootout and everything, he
Mm.
was pretty good that season. So yeah, it's After that, again, last season was terrible. I mean, no player was good. Some people claimed that De Gea was good, but he was atrocious. And last season means the 21-22 season, which had Rangnick and all the drama. Last season, yeah, last season
It's a
again,
forgettable season. Yeah, it's a
yeah,
forgettable tenure. It's a forgettable name as well. And you said Ragnick.
I got I'm
What is that
triggered,
ball called?
Vignesh.
Gegenpress. Yeah, I don't want to hear
Yeah,
Gegenpress ever. So, uh, I was just fooled by Rangnick's first 2 3 press conferences. Like, oh, guys, this guy is just so open minded. He talks everything open. I was like, no, that's it. But yeah, coming back to De Gea, so I think played with a lot of defenders from Jones to Blind to Smalling, now to
and
Maguire
even
and
the
everyone.
Vidic and Ferdinand pair paired
Oh,
with him
yeah,
for a couple of seasons, right? So he's been there for that long. I mean, 12
that long, yeah.
seasons, man, 545 games. Only what, six players have appeared in more games than De Gea, and I don't think anyone has started as many games as De Gea has for United. I mean,
Mm,
it's the numbers are staggering. The numbers are crazy. Obviously, he's played more games, so he has
mm,
kept more clean sheets. But even then, like to have so many records, and I don't think
mm,
many players are going to match even the appearances record of De Gea in the future. So yeah, it's crazy how long he has stayed, because we are talking about Vidic, Ferdinand going way back to 2011 when I still remember his frame. He was this scrawny little 18-year-old who came from Atletico to United, and now he's leaving as a
mm,
legend. I mean,
mm. Yeah, that's, I mean, all good things must come to an end. So that's something we can't deny. But yeah, I hope he gets the respect uh, he deserves, I guess. I mean, of course, he has. It's okay to criticize, but
yeah.
not to put everything under the bus that what he has done for the club as
Yeah,
general.
exactly.
Uh, so, but yeah, he has been really good. He has seen all the managers from Ferguson, so that's an aspect as well. But yeah, we hope him the best, I guess, wherever he goes next. Not sure where he's going. We don't see
Yeah, no
any
idea.
news or anything about it. But yeah, on the other side, I think we will be getting a new goalkeeper. Not a surprise, but let's see how that goes as well for
Yeah,
the club. And not sure who's going to leave us next with all this different news that's flying our way. But yeah, hopefully
yeah, it's going
that's.
to be crazy. I mean, we are heavily linked with Andre Onana, and I'm pretty confident that United will be able to sign him. And to go from De Gea, who is a completely different goalkeeper, to Andre Onana, who's like this region of Fabian Barthez. I mean, it's going to be crazy because not a lot of people would have watched Fabian Barthez play. Barthez was, even I was very young to understand Barthez back then. But I remember, I mean, even for a young,
Hmm,
kid like me watching football back then, that guy used to send me shivers. Like,
hmm,
he would just come trundle across the halfway line and pass the
hmm,
ball. He would use both his feet, and he was crazy in distribution and everything. The only thing that might be a problem with Onana is that he parries a lot when he's stopping shots. So those
hmm,
parries, if they get deflected and if the defenders are not there marking, that might be a problem. But other than that, there is no discernible weakness in his goalkeeping. He claims crosses exceedingly well. He will arguably be the best distributor of football in Premier League when he
hmm,
shifts to Man United, because the only guy who can who I mean the only guy who is maybe a level ahead of him is
hmm.
Ederson of Man City. But Onana's advantage is that he's ambidextrous. He can use both his feet very well. So Onana is
Yeah.
going to be exceedingly good. I mean, he can claim crosses. He can sweep well. He's a very good distributor of the ball. He can successfully handle a higher line.
Hmm,
And what else do we need from a modern goalkeeper? He also saves shots
hmm,
pretty well. No, I mean, obviously, he's not going to be as good a shot stopper as Prime De Gea, because I don't think anyone will
hmm.
ever be as good a shot stopper as Prime De Gea. But he is adept enough to handle shots, because
Obviously.
I mean, we'll be very proactive with him in goal, so we won't be facing a lot of shots like De Gea did. It's going to be good. It's going to be a 180-degree shift.
But I'm keeping my expectations low, very low, lowest to the possible. I guess I don't want to get hurt, Bala, by this club anymore, with all the mismanagement of the players, the
Yeah,
ownership, everything going on. So
yeah,
it's okay to keep our expectations low, I
yeah,
guess.
definitely.
So I won't be surprised if they don't Onana as well. So that's why I
Yeah,
don't know.
but I mean, the only stumbling block to that was De Gea staying, but even he has left. And yeah, speaking of mismanagement, it's still like we did touch upon the topic, but I want to talk about it again. Like
Hmm.
they must have done something with De Gea. Like he only got married last week, so it's
Hmm.
like dumping all the bad news on him right
Yeah,
after.
that's pretty bad timing as well.
Yeah, it's not good, man. I mean, we have to be run in a much better way. Obviously, there's a lot going on behind the scenes that we might not know, but yeah, it leaves a bit of a sour taste. I mean, I've seen some people saying you've been bashing De Gea for so long, you've been criticizing him, but now you're suddenly like, oh, he's a legend, he deserves a better send off. I mean, they're two different things, right? Uh, we were criticizing him because he was not playing well, not because he was doing something off the field or he was
Yeah. So it's only criticizing on the aspect what he was doing for the club, not that
yeah.
forgetting what he has done. So that's
Yeah,
the only point.
exactly. Yeah, so I mean, we've touched upon it. Any long-serving employee at least deserves a basic token gesture, right? So something like that would have helped because a lot of fans still hold him dear. I mean, a lot of them, even though they wanted him gone, they still held him in a very high regard. They still hold him in very high regard and they respect him and all that. We all respect him, of course. We all once claimed that he was the best goalkeeper in the world for like 2, 3 seasons in a row. We were like pushing that crown on his head top. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's sad to see how it has all ended, but it's for the good. It's for the good of the club.
Both the
Uh,
parties. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I think yeah, that's the end. I guess hopefully when we talk next about United, it would be about few signings and about the games that so
yeah.
that
Preseason is also coming up in just 4 days. So Tom Heaton might most probably be in
hmm,
goal for the first preseason game against Leeds.
hmm,
But we you know what? We are linked to this crazy goalkeeper called Zion Suzuki.
hmm,
A Japanese guy who has Ghanaian and American origins. Like it's a
hmm.
crazy kind of mix, and that guy I've only watched a few clips of him on Twitter and YouTube, and he's very similar to Onana in terms of distribution and all that, but he's
Hmm.
quite young and raw. So maybe I mean, if we have, he is going to cost only 4 or 5 million. So we might bring him on as a second choice
Second choice.
keeper.
Okay. Yeah.
And just for the name, I really like that name, Zion Suzuki. It's
Yeah.
like there's this old comedy where this guy goes Suzuki. It's like so that is running on my head. I'm going to recreate that video if he joins.
Yeah.
And obviously, we are still targeting a center forward. Quite a few options are there, but the only concrete option is Rasmus Højlund of Atlanta. Again, he's a very young guy, only 20. He has played like only 30 odd, I mean 50, 60 senior games, I guess.
Hmm.
So it's going to be very, I don't know. We are taking punts on some youngsters. I mean, be it Suzuki or Hoyland if we sign them. So it's going to be a bit of a risky proposition. But yeah,
Let's
we
see
don't
how.
know if we'll sign them or not. So let us wait
Hmm.
and see. As Vignesh said, I shouldn't jump the gun. We shouldn't jump the gun because we are still Man United fans and we know how terrible our club is when it comes to these things.
Yeah, that's the end of the day. That's the bottom line. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and hopefully when we talk about United next, hopefully should be uh, on the good things for the club in next season. This is Vignesh and Bala signing off.